Welcome back to Closing Shift, where we start griefing trends on online video games and have to wear earbuds because over-ear headphones fuck with our OCD when we're anxious. I'm your one-half host, Emmy, and your second-half host is Mia.
Hi.
Who will begin the show with our opening question for the week. Today we are listening to one of our main Spotify playlists, Lo-Fi Cafe, Jazz Beats, and Chill. And you can listen along with us if you'd like by clicking the top link in the description below. Now, before the opening question, how are you doing today, Mia?
I'm doing so much worse after all that vacuuming that I just had to sit through and wait to start this episode through.
You had to endure?
One particular, like, if it's just, like, one loud noise of the same note just going for a long time, it does just, like, it like, builds pressure in my ears and I feel my skull vibrate. Not a fan.
Yeah, it's dope.
It's like the resonant frequency of my tinnitus, and it just causes my head to rupture.
Yeah, Mia was asking me if I, knew that feeling, and I know similar feelings. I don't know. I mean, I have experienced it with a vacuum, I guess at some points in my life I have, but other than that, I can't think of any specific examples besides when my ear just decides it's going to ring. I kind of have to wait a minute for it to stop ringing.
I have a constant background ringing, but I do get little attacks of it every now and then where it'll just it'll be like you just put like a dampener over my ear and then just went ee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Samesies.
It's cool.
It sucks. All right, want to bust out that opening? Want to drop us with that hot, slimy opening question?
Yeah, let me hit you with that hot, slimy opening question. What is something that you used to find cool that you now think is really lame?
Wow. Does lame count if it's something that got something or someone that got canceled for doing something awful?
Something that you used to think is really cool that you now have a either negative opinion on or just in general have a sort of distaste for it. You're like, ugh.
I just kind of grew out of it in a way, kind of thing.
Kinda. You could do stuff that you used to think is cool that you kind of grew out of, or it's the bigger thing is oh god, I ever liked that.
Yeah. I mean, that's tough. That's a thinker. That's a tinky dinker.
That's a thinky stinker. Did somebody ring the dingster?
I don't know. I'm so disregarding of my past. I don't think about I haven't thought about stuff like that in a while.
I can hit you with my answer if you want to buy some time.
Yeah, please do. I need some inspiration.
For a couple months when I was 13 or 14, I guess this would have been around actually no, yeah, I would have been around 14, so it would have been around the time of the 2016 election. I got so into drama YouTube. I was just so it was just such junk food for the brain, and me being 14, I was there's no reason for me to ever be critical of any of this information. And so I would fucking watch Drama Alert and Leafy for and keep all the stuff think OG H3 drama kind of stuff. I remember that shit, the Drama Wars YouTube era, because I was I was a witness in it for a little bit, and then I grew out of that, and I was oh my god, all of this sucks so fucking much. Everybody here is so stupid, and they just want attention, and they're so dumb, and this is such a horrible thing.
I was watching some of that stuff in high school. Yeah, I mean, that's an example from my past, too, but I don't want to answer the same as you, because I don't like you.
It's easy to look back with that, with the fact that, I was pretty conservative up until, 2017, so
yeah,
it's easy to look at stuff from that. It's just oh boy, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I just I I would watch at that time in 2016. I was Ben Shapiro owns a bunch of libs, feminist cringe compilation. This is awesome.
Yeah, no, I wasn't conservative. I just thought humor like that was funny because I was never I've never really had conservative views. At least I don't think so. I don't know how far back me having any sort of, me having strong political views only goes back to me being 19 or 20, but I don't know, because I was 16, it was 10th grade when I was watching Leafy and stuff like that, but it was just brain rot appealing kind of shit at the time, especially because your dumb, stupid school friends think it's funny too.
Yeah. That's kind of funny though, if you were 16 watching Leafy and I was 14, that we were both having that moment at the same time.
Oh yeah. Well, that was the peak of it, I would say.
Back in the Logan Paul era, Team 10 when they first came on the scene.
What did I used to think was cool that's like, I mean, all the extremely racist and sexist jokes on Vine, I thought those were funny in like 2013 and 14 when they were coming out.
Dude, my family still quotes Watermelon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like that one of all things.
Yeah.
I actually had this idea recently because I have Discord Nitro, I have a join call noise every time I join call, and I was thinking I should make it like really outdated vines.
Oh my god.
I should make my sound effect when I join every time a different, just outdated vine, like free Shavaka do, or like a Mimi Mom's Caw, or something like that. But I don't know if I give enough of a shit to do such a tasking thing. I had a rough week myself for a lot of reasons I unfortunately can't get into because it would take up too much time and it's a lot of personal stuff. It's a lot of social drama. So I've not had a super amazing week, and my weekend was supposed to be more relieving, and then it started as a shit show, and I'm still coming off of it. As you know, we record these on Sunday, so like it's the middle of Sunday right now, and yesterday, it's Sunday, November 3rd for us recording this. Yesterday,
Are you told?
Morning. Oh no, sorry, it's Friday.
It's Friday night.
It's Friday, November 8th at 5 p.m.
How about that election?
That was crazy. Did you see when Kamala did all those backflips? That was insane.
I didn't expect that state to turn.
If you guys don't shut up, I will turn this state around.
That's what happened in Arizona in 2020.
Literally.
Like, actually.
Anyway, yeah. Yesterday, a whole new pile of drama got thrown onto me, so I'm just dealing with the fallout of that. And, I love doing the podcast, so it's a good outlet. Even though I just said I'm not going to talk much about it, and I'm not, it's a good outlet to vent a little bit about my frustrations and then, do our normal thing. I also have been...
I fucking hate brain rot so much because you just said the words Tua and vent back to back.
I didn't catch either of those. Well, I didn't catch like Tua as Tua at all, but I remember when I said vent, but I didn't think of it like that at all. I was just so like my narrow mindset. I was so caught up literally in the moment.
No, you were like thinking about like real serious shit and not skibbity.
Not skibbity Riz toilet, free Shavakadu, Fortnite gift card, whatever. What's the
Who wants it?
$19 Fortnite card, right? Something like that.
Yeah, $19 Fortnite card. Who wants it? And yes, I'm giving it away. So share. And trolls, don't get blocked.
That's right. Wow.
I still quote that. For better or for worse. I
forgot it existed. Can you tell which one of us has suffered more brain rot over the years?
Yeah.
No, I've just suffered it in different ways. Like, I still think one of the funniest memes I've ever seen is Bubble Enthusiast when they hear about pop culture. And it's just a picture of John Cena looking so shocked and upset. It's so funny to me. Besides that, though, I think I answered. What was my answer to your question?
I don't think you gave a proper answer, but
I gave a different example besides the drama channel stuff, I think. Forgot what it was. Chat, tell us in the comments what I said.
And if it wasn't said, then imagine it.
Then imagine it, and then tell us what you imagined I said.
Imagine there's no answer.
If I had to, because there's so many examples, right? Like the drama channels are one thing I could, like if you hadn't listed, I could be like those. Oh, I said the Vines and stuff.
Oh yeah, the Vines, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's an answer. There's so many. It's like a whole conversation I could have. I'm trying to think about any more that I can think of specifically.
The Vines does remind me that just the other night on SNL, they had Kamala Harris on as a guest host.
Yes, I saw.
Which is rather interesting. But on TikTok, they posted, because they had like the actress, I guess, comedian. I don't know what title is better fit, but impersonating Kamala.
Yes.
And so they did a TikTok of them standing side by side, and they did the I am Drew, I am Danny, and we are not the same person. Like, imagine being Danny Gonzalez or Drew Gooden and knowing that right now, presidential candidate, could be president, current vice president, Kamala Harris, just did your meme song.
Probably be pretty proud depending on your political stance.
So weird.
Yeah, I did. I saw the whatever the Colin Jost and Michael Che segment is, weekend update. I watched those from this past Saturday, and then I watched the whole intro with Kamala and that actress. The actress I know mostly from Grown Ups and SNL, I will not lie. I
Mm-hmm.
just remember her being one of the moms in Grown Ups, but I don't know her name. I know that more about her than I know her name.
Nobody knows.
When I was a kid, I got Grown Ups on DVD when I was like 11 and watched it almost every day for a long time. I'll say that. That's pretty cringe. I just like thought it was so funny. I thought it was like the perfect movie. I watched it all the time. It was like a comfort movie for me for a while. I remember it was around the same time there was like drama in my family and I would like hide from it and be upset and curl up with my Grown Ups DVD. No, it wasn't that bad, but it made me think of it.
I just remember there's that movie. It's called like Alexander and the No Good, Terrible, Very Bad Day, something like that.
Are you talking about Ferris Bueller?
No,
Oh.
completely different thing. But it's
Wait.
about like this. What?
No, sorry. Yeah, I just realized I was so off. Please continue.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Whatever that movie's called, some title like that. I remember that being the first movie that like my family, we went and saw it in theaters, and it's like the first time I remember watching a movie with my family where everybody walked out and is like, that sucked. Like normally we'd watch like, you know, like safe, good movies that we knew were gonna be good. And it was just like, oh, this new thing came out, it looks like it's gonna be fun and good, and be like Pixar or whatever, or just other decent movies. But that was the first time I was like, oh, movies can be bad.
See, like, for some reason, I thought the like aftertext to Ferris Bueller was Ferris Bueller's No Good, Very Bad Day or whatever, and then I realized it was Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and I was like, I don't know where I got Ferris Bueller from.
I still haven't seen that movie, but apparently it's good.
I've never seen it either. I was just talking the other day with a coworker or somebody that I'm just not like. It's kind of funny because I was in film school at one point. I'm not film schooled. I don't know anything about movies in terms of I know how to make them. I know how to make more movies more than I've like seen classics, like universally renowned classics. I've not seen. I would argue most, if not all of them, in terms of like the most famous movies from like the 2000s or pretty much anything before. I think the closest I've seen is like, I think I saw one of the Terminator movies once, but I don't remember. I do remember seeing Terminator, one of the newer Terminators in theaters.
Oh no.
That was my dad drags me to a movie against my will kind of thing. So
We gotta watch Terminator, it's so freaking good.
we're going to watch Terminator Genesis. They're going to use Genesis to take over everybody or whatever.
We need to watch Matrix 4. What are next?
Anyway, yeah, I don't care to go back and experience those movies anymore. I'm sure maybe I'll get a kick out of it one day. When the first time I was in college for film, I made a like film watch list because I was getting pretty into being like a film student. That's what film students do. They're all about film and they make it everyone's problem.
Yeah, you gotta start watching movies. You have to start telling everybody that your favorite movie is either Fight Club or Pulp Fiction.
Wow. That hurt me a little bit. I don't even like those movies. That was pretty good though. I mean, period, end of story. Film students try to clap back, see what happens.
Make a 2-paragraph long essay about Boss Baby.
Rotting Coffee just owned your pathetic asses.
Yeah, checkmate.
Man, you probably hurt their feelings just as bad as you hurt hundreds of people's feelings by teaching their friends how to grief them in web fishing.
Yeah, I was gonna tie it in because I was gonna mention that I had planned to watch more Twin Peaks, but I haven't in the past couple weeks. And yeah, I didn't last week, and I didn't this week. But this week, my reason for not watching Twin Peaks is that I was busy doing other things. Where I basically I discovered an exploit in the game web fishing that allows you to use the scratch-off card an infinite amount of times. But the counterpart to that is that you have to equip swap to a different item slot, and if there's an item in the slot you switch to, that item gets erased permanently. Which I was like, okay, I'll put this warning here so people know not to do that. And that ended up, first wave of it, people were like, hey, this is really cool. I'm going to get a bunch of money in the game now. And like, what I really hope out of it was like that people would find other purposes for equip swap, for other fun things to do. Because the way that I found it in the first place, where I was like, oh, if I do this, I can move while using the guitar in the game. That's probably all it's useful for. And then I found the scratch off thing. I was like, I just wanted to find like fun things that you could do like simultaneously for like weird effects.
Right.
And it was fine for a moment And when I first uploaded it to TikTok, it did pretty decent on the first day of getting like a couple hundred views, and I was like, yeah, that seems about right. And then on YouTube, it got like maybe 30 views within like the first like 12 hours, and I was like, yeah, that's normal. And then the next day, I woke up and it had completely toppled over itself and blown up to an extent that I could have never expected, where now a combined total of 30,000 people have seen it. It has a combined total of about 2,500 likes, and it has over 100 comments on the YouTube side of a mix of people saying, this is really cool, I can't get it to work because I did it wrong, and somebody made me do this without me knowing what it was, and now I've ruined my save and soft-locked myself. People are using this discovery that I made to grief other players going into public lobbies, telling them to do the setup for the equip swap, but like not telling them the danger of it, and instead instructing them to erase important items that you cannot regain.
Yep.
So there's like a PSA about it now, and like I went into like the web phishing Discord, and there's like
video.
another. I didn't make an apology video. I did make a video showing how I discovered it.
Right.
But like, yeah, there's like PSAs now about it, of like warning people about this thing that like I accidentally created like a terrorist cell that's going around harassing other players, and it's a weird time. I think the only thing I'm truly proud of about it is the fact that it spawned its own speedrunning category. That's pretty neat.
Really?
It did, yeah. Because there's a speed run for getting the maximum tier of your camp, and the previous record before I discovered Equip Swap was like a couple hours that it took to get all the money to fully upgrade the camp. Mm-hmm. And then that went down to about 27 minutes. So
is it like a new category?
Yeah, they had to like split the category for it.
Yeah.
So like that's a cool part of it. I've always liked speedrunning stuff, and when I play through certain games, I'm, and I like find speedrunning things, I'm like, man, it'd be cool to be the person who like finds the stuff for this, because I don't really like doing the runs themselves, but I like finding the stuff to do in the runs and like the things that you can do within them. So I think that's a pretty nice little bucket list thing for me for that.
Look at what you did. You accomplished a goal.
Not the first time I've done it though, because I did a very similar thing to the game Forewarned a couple years ago, where I invented a hover. And that also like created its own kind of speed run thing.
But we don't have to bring her up. You know what I mean?
At least that one was a lot less harmful than this one is. I've been compared to a terrorist for it, and it's interesting.
Yeah, I went and read a lot of the comments on my own because I was so surprised by the view count. Similar to you, but I was just like, wow, we saw the same comment that kind of made us realize, oh, you had a baby shower, but you started a forest fire.
Yeah.
But it's like mostly chill, like a chill fire, like a bonfire. It's cool.
I carry now a guilt with it that because of the damage that it has caused.
I feel bad.
I don't feel bad for the people that say like, this ruins the game. This is bad, and like, the game is gonna be dead because of this. And it's like, grow up. First and foremost, grow up. It's a game that like your progress only matters to a single player capacity, because it's not like it does anything else. It's just if you like start over a fresh save and maybe you want to get the upgrades really fast, or maybe you just want to have a bunch of money just for the fuck of it. Like, grow up. You can do it, you can not do it.
Stop being a baby.
I think as long as people are educated on like the dangers of it, and it's a thing that people know to like, hey, don't trust if a random person joins your lobby and tells you to erase your fishing rod, that would be nice. Or if finally there can be a patch for it, I would very much like that.
Hey, if someone joins, just a heads up, if someone joins your web phishing lobby and tells you how to do the trick, dox them, find where they live, and release it to the internet.
One thing that's very unfortunate with it all is that, I mean, I've seen a couple of them on YouTube because it's more easily searchable there than it is on other platforms. There are like a few copycats now of my video.
Right.
So I did watch one this morning that was like, a little compilation of a few. Actually, I'm gonna give him a shout. Person I watched this morning who did a little like, here's a couple glitches you can do, and they showed off my glitch and some other stuff. They're called Snail USB, and they made a video every glitch in web phishing version 1.08. It's a good video.
That's cool.
And that's like, of all the people who have copied me, they're like one of the only ones that gave credit. But there's also even more.
I was about to ask if they gave you credit.
There's even more that have copied me that I don't know where they are. I don't know if they gave credit because it's impossible to search for things on YouTube Shorts and TikTok. You just like can't ever find things you're searching for on those platforms. So I got a comment this morning on TikTok that's like, I already saw this yesterday on YouTube Shorts. And I'm like, I didn't make a YouTube short of it. I made a video. So I don't know who did that. I don't know where it was.
Yeah, why are you copying other creators, you asshole?
Yes. If you see like a video that like uses that and talks about that, please send it my way because I'm kind of building like a little collection of them. I also now have a folder on my desktop that's just labeled My Sins, and it's all like links and screenshots of the people who have been horribly hurt by this glitch.
That's awesome.
I'm keeping a record of it.
We should put that on blast next week on the show.
Yeah. So that's what's been up with me.
Fair enough. Yeah, I haven't done. I don't think besides my social situations this week, I've done much. Oh, I am getting quite far in Link's Awakening. Now I've got 5 of the 8 wind instruments, and I'm actually in the dungeon to get the 6th one. I think I'm in the. I had to go to the ancient ruins to get the face key, so I'm at the face shrine. I think it's called right now at the not the top of the map, but just below the top of the map. And again, as I've talked about many times, great game. Would recommend. It's a dope Zelda game. It's very fun and cute. I hope to eventually. I need to make like a games list of.
Oh, damn it happened
priority.
Again. It
What
happened
happened?
again.
What?
You said Tua and then eventually.
What's eventually? What is?
Because
what?
vent is in that.
Oh my god, dude. Come on.
I'm control F'd on that right now.
Oh my god. I can't even try to avoid it. I don't have the mindset to be like.
I'll stop pointing it out, but man.
I mean, if both happen again at the same time, I would. You may as well point it out because it's funny.
It is very funny.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, I need to make a games list, eventually, of the games I want to play. There's a lot that I want to go back and play, but when I look at it, I'm like, well, now I don't really want to play this as much because I'm looking at it. I am certain of, especially when it comes to Zelda, but I am certain of some games I want to go back and finish. It is a little tough with PC games because if I want to hook them up to my TV, I got to do a whole rigmarole about it, which is doable. It's not even like I'd have to move anything in my room. It's just I got to set stuff up with like displays and audio outputs and stuff I don't really want to do at the moment. But I've been enjoying my Zelda roll I'm on this year, and I've been second guessing if I'm going to do A Link to the Past after I finish Link's Awakening because I already played so much of A Link to the Past on a emulator before. I was going to play it on the Switch emulator so I could take it with me places and it would be more comfortable to play. Because I was playing it on my phone on an emulator and it was fine, but it's just there's a difference between physical and touch controls. I'm sure most of you would understand.
I hate touch controls.
Yeah, it's just not. It's not as fun. It's not as like it's weird in terms of it throws me off in terms of my senses of touch mainly. So I just wanted to do that. I also got the Nintendo Switch subscription. I got the because of my current financial situation, I got the cheaper one, and then next time I get paid for my job, I'm gonna get the more expensive. I'm gonna upgrade to the more expensive one, the booster pack, and that is so that I can have all the emulators. But I got the cheap one because you can still get Nintendo Music with that, and since Nintendo Music is a new thing, I kind of felt like checking it out, and it's interesting. I honestly expected it to launch with more, but it didn't. The only Wii games it's got right now, if you don't know, is Mario Galaxy, and then not even another game. It's just the Wii menu. It's the like Wii channels sounds, like the songs from like the photo channel, the weather channel. It does have like the Me song everyone knows, and the Wii Shop channel theme everyone knows.
it seems like Nintendo's strategy with everything that they're releasing now with the alarm clock and now Nintendo Music is that they are purposefully leaving it kind of barren on launch. So that way then you have like your initial subscription to check it out. And then like the things that you might actually want are going to come later down the line. And so that's like trying to string you along long enough to get the thing that you actually want out of it.
That's exactly what I think it is.
They're just like slowly filter feeding just to try and keep you like subscribed and satiated.
They ran out of Smash characters, so they started releasing. They did the Mario Kart booster pack, and now they've run out of that, so they're doing this, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, we've been getting some like banger games for the end of the Switch life cycle, but in terms of their actual like business model at the moment of how to keep things like a consistent moment to moment, people paying, people giving them money, they're as long as the Switch 2, which I'm so curious to know like what it's going to be, what it's even going to be called. But until that thing comes out, it's going to be...
I just hope it's another Switch upgrade kind of thing.
Yeah, it has to be like its own kind of thing, I feel. Because if it's just like... If they do a new 3DS kind of thing for it, it's going to fucking die.
Right.
Like Wii U and new 3DS were both just like, why do I need to buy this? I already have a Wii. No, the Wii U is like the next generation. Then why is it called the Wii U? Why is it still called a Wii if it's not a Wii?
Because it has HDMI.
Man, when I first got my Wii U, that reminds me, I didn't have like an HD TV or whatever when I first got my Wii U when I was like 12. I was still using a CRT TV for like everything. So I had to like play everything through like the composite cables from the Wii U, and I tried playing Wind Waker on it and you could not even read the text. It was so like fucked up and crusty.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I got my Wii U when I was like 12 or 13, which I've told the story of how I got it before. If you don't know, I won it in a contest. So my first and only Wii U I've ever owned was free. And then I did the same stupid thing I did with an awesome Android phone I used to have. I traded it in for something basic as fuck. Traded in for a PS3, which I already had a PS3, and I got rid of that for a different thing because I just could not have had worse financial habits at age 13. I know it's just like grow up, but like, you know, I was an actual child.
Grow up.
So I really am like emotionally invested in that. I'm hoping it's like some kind of like Switch related thing because I've in the last like 2 years, I've taken on a much larger appreciation for the Switch. And I always, ever since it like came out and I had it for a couple of years, it's been my favorite Nintendo console because I love the accessibility of it. And so I don't want to have to let that go. I'm really hoping it's not just some stupid like home console box that nobody wants. I'm hoping that they take the success and like accessibility of the Switch and build upon that somehow. I don't know how they would do it, but I'm just hoping it's a better Switch. It's like OLED model part 2 or some shit.
GameCube 2.
Yeah, I really don't want anything like that. I mean, I also don't want just like a basic copy and paste essentially, but I do want it to be a Switch of some kind.
I think if it would have been a couple years ago, they very well could have gotten away with just making the Switch Pro has been like the rumored thing forever. And they could have just made like a beefed up version of the Switch, but I think that they're like, their thing is that they don't want people to like have to go to a mid-gen console the way that you have to with like Xbox is the fucking king of mid-gen consoles. Where you buy one and then they do a slight upgrade and then they do a slight upgrade and it's like frog in the boiling pot until you reach the next gen where people are like, well, why, like, you never know where the next gen actually starts with Xbox because they just slowly release more and more over time. And you're like, what's actually like the next gen one in this? There's like this gen 0.5, next gen. And it just feels like unnecessary all the way up to that point. Mm-hmm. And then if you like actually do buy this gen 0.5, then you're like, why do I need next gen? That's only a 0.5 upgrade. Because I was tricked a couple years ago into thinking that this is next gen. Nintendo, they like to wait for like a full generation cycle and not like, I guess they did kind of do the OLED, but that's like a different thing. It's still the same capability. They don't want people going to mid-gen because then you're guaranteed to jump ship.
Yeah, considering the Switch has like the power of an iPhone 4, I really would like it to, I would enjoy personally like some kind of Switch Pro type thing. That's just like the same comfort of like the Switch tablet and the Joy-Cons and stuff. Not changing that part of it necessarily, but somehow finding a way to put all the power in the dock when it's sitting in the dock, make it kind of more powerful when it's in the dock. I don't know how that works.
Well, it's kind of already like that.
Well, right, but just that, but just better, I guess, is what I want. I don't want to have to like not be able to use my Switch after like a year from now if they release the new one.
This is what I think we're going to see out of it. I think it's going to be mostly the same as the Switch. It's going to be a little bit less powerful than the Steam Deck, but it's going to have like some weird physical gimmick about it that's like new. Like it's going to have a fucking crank or something on it.
We bring you the Switch now with Wiimotes.
I think there's going to be a new, like some new physical gimmick with it, much the same way that like the gamepad was a gimmick. The being able to undock the controllers is a gimmick. The Wiimote itself was a gimmick. So
Yeah.
I don't even know where else you can really go in terms of like anything of that variety. What new could be done in that area? But it's got to be something. Maybe it'll have like a little thing that it flips into an actual VR headset, like they wanted the Labo to be.
God, I hope that's not the direction they go. I hope they just like, I hope they can recognize what people want. I also hope that a lot of people want what I want because I don't know what people want. Except for like, I know there is a lot of like desire for like a Switch 2 kind of thing, but I don't want to like get my hopes up, but I would like to have hope about it. I will feel a lot more content in my life genuinely when I find out what their new console is.
I want to play Tears of the Kingdom at 60 FPS and with actual anti-aliasing, because the Nintendo Switch has like no anti-aliasing on anything, and it just looks so crusty. Look at those trophies in Mario Kart. It would just be nice.
Yeah, I'm not even too caught up on there. I'm pretty easily pleased. For me, it's just like the thing I've started to appreciate about it more over the years is like the absolute convenience of it. Like the gimmick is what I'm appreciating. It's just so nice. I especially really like that when I want to dock it, that I can have 3 different docks all around my house, and all I have to bring around is the tablet.
Yeah, I think that's why we're not going to see any kind of power increase thing from the Switch, like what comes after it. It's going to be, if it's going to have like any kind of docked thing like that, it has to be like as hardware free as possible for that level of convenience.
Right. There's like compromises, but I don't know where they'll compromise, and I hope they don't compromise too much, but also are reasonable.
Well, since we're already on the topic of video games, I can go ahead and introduce my brand new segment that I was going to do last week but didn't prepare for, and now I have it this week.
That's right.
This game is called Critics Champion.
Uh-oh.
And the way that this is going to begin, first and foremost, before I explain the rules, Emmy, I'm going to need you to give me a video game. Just give me the title of a video game.
Oh boy. Any video game. I will just say, I guess I'll say The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, since that's what I'm currently playing.
All right. So the way that this game is going to work is I have a list of games here, and I have all of their ratings by number. Your goal is going to be to tell me whether you think that the game you chose is rated higher or lower than the games I tell you. And if you make it all the way to the very end, you win. And this is actually finally a game that I have come up with a segment on here that you can actually measure the points.
Let me get a way ready to measure my points. Also, so you said I'm gonna have to guess if the game you say is rated higher or lower than the game I said?
It's better to do it. Is your game higher or lower than the game I tell you?
I'd be answering about my game. Okay.
Yes, because you are the pilot in control. This is your champion.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for this game?
I have got a measuring system for points, yes.
All right. These ratings have been pulled from IGN. I'm going to be changing what source the games come from every time I do this segment, just to try and keep it from getting too stale, because there's obviously biases within certain publications that will favor certain things and sort of create these patterns. So your game that you chose is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is rated higher or lower than Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster?
Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster? I don't even know what that is.
That is just the remastered version of the first Dead Rising game. Came out like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't know about it. Is Link's Awakening rated higher or lower? I would almost immediately guess higher. I would think higher.
You are correct, and that is 1 point to you.
Thank you.
Your next game. Is Link's Awakening rated higher or lower than Funko Fusion?
What is that?
That's the new really shitty Funko Pop game. The one that
Higher,
the trailer. Yeah, it is higher.
Jesus. Why'd you scare me like that?
That's the one that they showed the trailer at the Game Awards, and it was running at like 20 FPS, and it had like no lighting, no shading, and it's like, what the fuck? This is awful. And people like were getting soft locked on day one, and like the reviewers couldn't even complete the tutorial because it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I can't remember if I didn't watch the Game Awards and that's why I don't remember it, or if I don't remember it because of literally it's a Funko Pop game that I probably gave zero shits about when it was happening, if I did see it.
I'm going to hit you with a hardball here, particularly hard because of the game that you chose. Is Link's Awakening rated higher or lower than Ocarina of Time?
How could you?
Sorry, the list was picked out in advance.
Was it really?
Yeah, I chose all of these games. I have a whole list here. I like ran through everything. And I was like, hey, let me pick a bunch of options.
I don't know where I thought you were. I thought you were like picking these now. I don't know how you would have been doing that, but that's what I thought you were doing at first.
That would have been so rigged if I did
But
that.
again, earlier we were talking about Ferris Bueller's No Good, Very Bad Day Off.
The point of this is that I want this to be like a campaign that you go through, basically. These are all the bosses on the way of the campaign.
That is funny.
You built your character and then you take them through the levels.
Ocarina of Time, because you're talking about the review for the Switch version, right?
No.
Oh, you're talking about the original.
The Switch version is just the emulated of that. There is no Switch version of Ocarina of Time.
Oh no, I meant no. I meant.
And if it was the 3DS version, I would have said it was that.
No, I meant the Switch version of Link's Awakening. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
This is yes.
I would think higher at first glance. I don't know, because I don't know what they were thinking in 1996 or 1999 or whenever that game came out. But if I had to assume, I guess in terms of the impact, I would say I'm gonna guess that Ocarina of Time is higher.
You are correct.
I'm so good.
That is now, you have 3 points at this moment.
I do. 3 little tallies.
Do you think that Link's Awakening is rated higher or lower than Until Dawn?
Until Dawn, that's pretty popular. I don't know anything about Until Dawn, but I do know it's popular. I would say probably lower.
Which one's lower?
Link's Awakening.
Ooh, that is incorrect.
Interesting.
Until Dawn is rated lower than The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we can go ahead and continue through the segment just for no particular reason, no points added, but your new champion will be Until Dawn.
Wait, what?
We can continue the game, but your champion of Link's Awakening is now dead. You can continue through the bracket with your new champion being Until Dawn. You know what? Fuck it. I'll change the rules up on this to make this actually make sense. You'll earn half points for everyone you get correct with your new champion. That makes more sense.
All right. We just go until I lose again?
Yeah, next death is final.
Okay. Got 2 lives, apparently.
All right, your current champion is Until Dawn. Do you think it is rated higher or lower than Until Dawn Remastered?
I guess I'll say lower because it's not as remastered.
You are incorrect. Until Dawn Remastered is rated lower than Until Dawn.
I thought that might be the case, but I know 0% anything about Until Dawn. I don't even know what people think about Until Dawn. I've never heard people talk about it. But
all right,
there you go.
You earned yourself
the final blow.
3 points.
Yes, I did.
And just for reference, for everything that we went through there, your champion had a rating of 9.4 on IGN.
Damn.
Dead Rising Deluxe had an 8. Funko Fusion had a 4. Ocarina of Time is a 10. And Until Dawn is 7.5. Until Dawn Remastered is 5.
I have heard a lot of IGN people praise Ocarina of Time, so I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, because I got like the review from like when the game came out. Like obviously like stuff like Ocarina of Time and Elden Ring and all these big releases, it's like if we don't give this a 10, they're gonna shut down our publication.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 3 points for you. How did you enjoy our little game?
That was fun. That was interesting. I didn't expect that at all.
My original concept for the game was going to be that I was just going to throw a bunch of different games at you, but you had to compare them only to Fortnite.
You're just gonna lock me to a game?
Yeah, it's like I was just gonna have like Fortnite was gonna be the only champion every week, and just everything else was gonna be like, was it higher or lower than Fortnite?
All right, you pick a celebrity, and I'm gonna ask you to compare their wiki feet to other celebrities.
Oh, that would be a fun thing to do, like pick a celebrity and guess their ranking on famous birthdays.
On famous birthdays. That'd be ridiculous.
For some reason, that has a rating system.
Yeah. Which ones have the coolest birthdays?
I share a birthday with Martin Luther King Jr., so I guess that's a pretty cool birthday.
Yeah. I don't know anyone that I share a birthday with, famous or not famous.
Well, let's find out.
I know some famous people that are pretty close in age to me.
Is your birthday the 28th or 29th?
9th.
29th. I'm very, very bad with dates.
29th of December. Most people think it's like the 27th or the 28th.
Oh, you share a birthday with Ross Lynch.
Who dat?
Disney Channel star who also does music and stuff now.
I know.
He's the one that looks like a lesbian.
Austin and Ally.
Yeah.
I recognized after you said that. Cool.
Oh, you also share a birthday with President Andrew Johnson.
Awesome.
Rest in peace, 1875.
One of my favorites.
Oh, you share a birthday with Dylan Mulvaney.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow. So many things we're learning. This is valuable
sure
information.
I can use this to my advantage.
I love looking at all the pictures that they have on famous birthdays because like half of them look like mugshots and all of them are like 144p.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you also share one with Ted Danson, the actor, who I did not know until looking at this was 76 years old.
Nice.
Dude's holding
So
in
he's got like 52 years on me.
there.
Well, that's great.
The more you know.
The more you freaking know. Well, I guess we can jump into my segment. I was wondering if it was gonna be small talk before that, but I guess we can jump into it if you're ready.
I was waiting for you to say stuff. I just rattled off your birthday. It was your turn.
Yeah, but it's my birthday.
Yeah, and I brought gifts of Ted Danson.
All right, well, let me throw my new segment out there. I came up with this a while ago, but I haven't had an opportunity to come up with the material for it. This segment is called News or Fake News. There are 5 news headlines I'm going to give you. I don't have any of the actual articles for the real ones, so I cannot really give you any hints like dates or anything, but I do have 5 news articles here. Some of them are fake, some of them are real. The fake ones I made up, and so I'm going to read them to you, and your job is essentially just to guess if they're real or fake.
So this is also a little point system I can get here.
Yes, you can keep track of your points indeed. First news article is titled, Grand Prize winner removed 20 Burmese pythons from the wild in Florida challenge.
Okay. I'm doing these like one at a time?
Yes. Do you think Florida would go that far?
Yeah, because Burmese pythons are invasive in Florida.
That is a real news headline. It indeed is.
Yippee.
That is a real news headline.
Good for that person getting 20 of them, because so many people get like exotic pets, and then in Florida especially, they get like exotic pets like snakes, and then they just release them, and it's a huge problem now where pythons are like invading.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, your next news article is titled, I'm sorry, I can't give more context than these titles. This news article is called, A Man Walks Into a Bar, A Tale as Old as Time.
That's like a headline?
That is the headline. That is the title of the entire article.
A tale as old as time?
It sounds ridiculous, I know.
I'm going to assume this is about just some... It's either about... They wouldn't do this for something violent, but I feel like this would be about like, wow, look at this heartwarming thing of that he walked into a bar and got the help he needed.
Yeah.
That's at least what I hope in my heart. I'm going to say real?
It is fake. That is a fake one. I came up with that one. I am impressed. I'm not surprised by your imagination, because as soon as you started thinking about it, I started thinking about it. But
I went with that on the basis of I didn't think that a tale as old as time is a phrase you would use.
But yep, you learned 2 things. All right, your third news article. Georgia farmer caught branding cows with smiling faces. That's an interesting one.
That is an interesting one. Well, so if he's getting caught doing it, that means that he's branding somebody else's cow and getting caught for it. So I know that cattle theft is a problem of like people branding cows that don't belong to them and then claiming it's theirs.
Mm-hmm.
On that basis, I'm going to say real.
This one is also fake. I'm sorry.
Damn.
This one I also came up with.
We live in a world beyond parody that makes this game impossible.
That is crazy. All right, we'll see how you fare with the last two here. The next one is titled Purple Place. Mets unveiled the new Grimace seat at Citi Field. None of them are really going to sound that realistic, to be honest.
Grimace?
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 What's the name of that mascot for that hockey team that looks like an insane...
Gritty.
Gritty? Yeah, I love
That's
Gritty.
what I was thinking of when you said Grimace, and I was like, well, obviously this like Gritty isn't for the Mets, but I was like, no, it's Grimace.
It's Grimace from Mickey Donald's.
Well, at this point, I've run through so many fake ones. I think this one statistically must be real.
I love your basis, but yes, this is indeed a real article. That is indeed real. The Grimace seat at Citi Field is real.
Yippee! Come on, baby, love the Mets.
All right, final test of your. Let's see if you guess real 5 times.
Let's see.
A smelly penguin wins New Zealand's hard-fought bird election.
Ooh.
Interesting adjective, interesting location.
New Zealand having a smelly bird
interesting
election.
Concept bird election.
Bird election. Yeah, that's... Well, I know that there are, like... I mean, here in the States, we have Fat Bear Week that also has, like, a winner that people vote for their favorite fat bear every time that, like, hibernation season comes around.
There's plenty of animal competitions throughout the world. Could be real, could be fake.
Yeah, we're going for the 5 for 5. I think this one's real.
Well, you have proven yourself to run by the statistics. This is real. This is a real article. You have played it quite as safe as you possibly could, especially considering there were 3 real ones and 2 fake ones. So I guess you also earned 3 points in my game.
You know, it's like buckshot roulette, where it's like, okay, I already fired when there were blanks in the chamber, so I know these 2 have to be live.
This is just like
there's
roulette.
no point in like shooting myself at this point. I gotta just pull and just go.
There you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little idea.
That's pretty great.
I had fun doing it. I have to pull out more news articles. I also got to get back on my other the one other segment I had, and then I also want to work on some other ones. I have a few game ideas.
I gotta pull out a Grimace.
I got a little, I need to sit in my Grimace chair and think. What was your game called?
Critics Champion.
Right. I wanted to name this note document after it in my files. I made a new folder, my closing shift folder, in my E drive for like games and segments. I had kind of mushed it all into one document, but I am also making like a strategy I've taken on for these episodes now is doing episode specific documents where I kind of like keep track of what we're talking about and stuff. Because if you don't know, we recently relaunched the video version of this podcast, which also we haven't acknowledged that it's episode 40, but congratulations to us and thank you for listening for 40 weeks. And thank you for tolerating that 1 week we missed. Thank you for listening to 40 weeks. 4 times 10 is 40, so it counts. I was correct. And that's the end of it. But I was going to say, we recently started doing the video version again, so once Mia edits the audio, I'm the one to finish up the video version and put it all up. And I was struggling to remember to do some stuff, and I was also struggling to make the description look normal or come up with like a good name for the episode, so I'm just like, I've been taking down like stuff we've been talking about, come up with a title, and also making sure I get the playlist link, because I didn't do that I didn't do that last week, and I had to go in and add it later. Also wanted to promote the playlist at the beginning, because I forget to do that a lot.
Yep, it's down there.
It's down there. Go click it, please.
Go look at it.
Listen.
Although if you're on the Spotify side of things, I will pause this podcast, so you may want to, I don't even know how you're going to make that work.
Hop over to YT and just resume at the same time code you were, if you're realizing now. Do you have any unfinished game ideas you got to work on?
I think for game ideas, no. That's kind of like all I was sitting on for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think just finding new ways of revamping Save the Date is a good thing for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
And also now having this to mix it up a little bit.
Right.
So I think as long as I can find new ways to bring variety to these, then I'm good. I'm chill for the moment.
You had a whisk, and now you have 2 whisks. Now you can really mix it up.
I mean, I can't invent so many things in 1 week.
I unfortunately can sometimes. It's way too much.
Oh, I've been, I guess I don't even think I brought it up last time, but I've been doing it now recently that I've actually started making videos on my YouTube as opposed to like, I know we were talking about doing the web fishing thing earlier, that video that I made for it, but I am actually now doing YouTube highlights of my streams and actually like just putting effort into that. And it's going decent so far because I'm also, another thing I meant to give an update on that I said I would update last week. I am now back on my ADHD medication. It ended up being a lot easier of a process than it was the last time I was trying to do it because this time insurance was just like, okay. Supplier was like, okay. Everything's just been chill for this so far.
That's great.
Yeah, so that's been...
Congrats.
That's one thing that quite helps it, that now I have like... I'm not having like a crash in energy at like 4:30 p.m. where I like all the energy leaves my body.
Yeah, I mean this is the first day in a while I haven't started it with coffee and instead started it doing normal stuff and then took my Adderall. And it's been I would say I'm better off for it. Drink a little too much coffee and then I get tired.
Yeah, I've got to be careful now with going on this now that I need to like adjust my coffee drinking habits to not like completely go over the top with it. Because I did have like first day that I took it again, my brain wasn't ready for it again.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, well, there it is. And then I still had coffee on that day too. And by the end of the day, I was like, am I manic right now? I'm a little manic.
Got that man ick.
Man gives me the ick.
Exactly. I do have manic episodes sometimes though. That's what happens when you have bipolar disorder, mood disorder, panic anxiety.
Yeah.
And when you're also just a fucking freak, it's all you got. Gotta hold on to what you got.
It's all you got.
I also would encourage y'all to go follow our TikTok and subscribe to our YouTube and pay attention to the shorts because started posting there more a little bit again. So do that.
Yep, and been making the clips.
Yes, if you want to recollect different funny closing shift moments on your favorite short form platform, you can, as long as we put it there.
As long as we actually have something for that.
Right.
Sometimes, you know, we have good episodes, but not every week has something that's so like clippable.
Not every week has something so clippable.
Since we're not doing like crazy hype shit and like doing your generic podcast stuff of yelling over each other and being stupid on purpose, it's a lot harder to find moments to clip because this is a lot more chill.
Yeah, we don't really do a podcast where you can have like highlights in a way like that. Just have shorts when we can.
Yeah. Gotta post our W's, as the kids say.
Right.
Halloween came and went. How was that for you?
I worked on Halloween. That was fine. I didn't do much. I did have a fun time carving pumpkins with my sister. That was fun.
Nice.
We watched nostalgic kids Halloween movies and carved pumpkins on the floor. Very fun.
I didn't think I had anything festive planned for Halloween, but then I remembered the night before. I was like, oh yeah, there's that thing I do literally every year called the annual Ghost Town Pumpkin Festival, which is just a game where you can play the game year round. It's free, where you can carve pumpkins. But once a year, annually, servers open and you can go place your pumpkin in these like big spooky worlds and go look at everybody else's pumpkins. So I did that. And that was actually, I started my stream on Halloween pretty early, where I started with carving my pumpkin and then I went and placed it. And then I did the web fishing for a couple hours, where I then found equip swapping just because I was waiting for it to be a better time of night for pumpkin viewing.
Right.
So that's, quite a coincidence that happened there. But it's just a lovely time walking around. Like I spent maybe 2 hours walking around looking at pumpkins, and I still only like looked at maybe half of them. There were 13,000 pumpkins submitted to that game this year, and it gets bigger every year.
That's awesome.
So if you want a Halloween thing to do for your next Halloween, I'd advise keeping that one in the back pocket. I carved for this year a Godzilla slide kick pumpkin. And I guess I could share that here. We could put that in the episode, possibly. Yeah. My pumpkin. Do I even have that on my computer? Or did I just do it on my phone? Let's see if I got it on my computer.
I definitely don't have our pumpkins on my computer.
There's my Godzilla slide kick pumpkin.
Nice.
I was doing that based off of, because I have a animated emote of it in my chat.
Right.
Pretty fun.
Sorry, I just kind of had to like kiss my cat and be like, go away.
Pay the attention tax.
Yeah. I'll also go ahead and put my pumpkins up on the screen right now. If you'd like to see that. Oh my god, so much cat hair all over my desk. It like floated off of my hands towards my desk.
Oh my god.
I became afraid. Anyway, do we have anything else going for us this episode?
Oh, probably not.
Well, then I guess we'll call it. Thank you for listening to episode 40. Here's to 40 million more. We'll see you next Friday.
Goodbye.